Welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of United States wheat pennies as we uncover 6 of the most valuable and ultra-rare pieces ever struck. These coins may be small, but their history, scarcity, and incredible price tags have made them some of the most talked about finds in American numismatics. Let's jump right in. First up, we're exploring one of the most surprising sleepers in American numismatics. The 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, found in heavily circulated and even very dirty condition. At first glance, it may not look like the kind of coin that stops collectors in their tracks, but this piece carries an unexpected mix of history, scarcity, and collector appeal that continues to push its value higher than most people realize. This script follows the same long-form, story-driven structure you're familiar with, designed to guide viewers through why this penny, even in its roughest state, is turning heads in today's market. The 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny comes from a year that sat at the edge of major shifts in the United States and around the world. While the economy was still recovering from the effects of the Great Depression, the Philadelphia Mint continued producing cents at high volume, though not nearly at the record-breaking levels seen earlier in the decade. This period represents a fascinating turning point where coinage reflects both the caution of the era and the growing demand of a population slowly regaining stability. Understanding the historical backdrop helps collectors appreciate why certain examples from 1939, especially the ones that survived decades of circulation in poor condition, have become targets for those who study the transitional patterns in U.S. copper coinage. The design itself remains one of the most beloved in American coin history. On the obverse, the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln carries the classic wheat penny profile introduced in 1909, with "In God We Trust" positioned above, Liberty to the left, and the date 1939 clearly stamped to the lower right. Even in very dirty condition, the coin's raised elements often hold enough detail to reconnect collectors with its original craftsmanship. Turning to the reverse, the 2 wheat stalks curve inward with bold, simple symmetry, framing the denomination 1 cent and the country name United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum at the top. While common at first glance, small variations in strike strength and where patterns can make individual pieces stand out, especially when the surface toning created by decades of dirt builds a unique, rustic character that some collectors consider appealing. What pushes the 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny into more valuable territory is not the total number minted, but the survival of attractive, problem-free examples. Many of these coins spent 50, 60, even 70 years passing through pockets, drawers, fields, attics, and shops before collectors pulled them from circulation. Heavy dirt, corrosion, scratches, and flattening from long-term use mean that genuinely collectible survivors are scarcer than the mintage numbers suggest. In lower grades, the coin is common, but when a dirty example still carries readable detail, strong date clarity, full rims, or even traces of original red or brown luster beneath the grime, collectors take notice. The scarcity of strong mid-grade survivors is the real reason prices push beyond expectations. Demand for the 1939 wheat penny remains consistently strong because it sits at the crossroads of affordability, history, and series-wide significance. Beginners seek it out because it helps complete the late 1930s section of a wheat cent album. Experienced collectors chase it for its place in the broader timeline of pre-war U.S. coinage. And those who specialize in toned or environmentally aged coins appreciate how naturally dirty examples can develop a textured, layered look that never appears on cleaned or improperly preserved pieces. Within the wheat penny series as a whole, the 1939 Philadelphia issue is recognized as a benchmark coin that teaches collectors how to judge natural wear, original surfaces, and genuine circulation history. In today's market, values vary widely depending on how much detail remains under the dirt and how original the surfaces are. A heavily dirty 1939 wheat penny with extreme wear may bring as little as a few cents, but pieces that remain structurally sound with decent lettering, defined wheat lines, and no major damage can jump into the $2 to $5 range. In better circulated condition, prices rise quickly, often reaching $10 to $20 for pieces with appealing color, even wear, and no cleaning. Exceptional circulated examples, especially those with unexpected detail hiding beneath the grime, can push $30 to $50 or more, and certified mid-grade pieces move significantly higher. The key idea is that even dirty coins can become surprisingly valuable as long as their surfaces remain original. Collectors hoping to find this coin should focus on natural condition above all else. Never clean a dirty wheat penny. Collectors prefer untouched surfaces. Look for original brown or darker copper tones, even if covered by soil or patina, and pay attention to rims, wheat lines, and the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait. These coins still turn up in old family jars, inherited boxes, estate sales, and bulk copper lots. The 1939 no mint mark wheat penny stands as a quiet but meaningful piece of American history. Its blend of age, design, circulation story, and steady demand keeps it relevant across generations of collectors. Whether you're a beginner learning how condition affects value or an advanced collector seeking original, uncleaned copper with character, this coin delivers something worth adding to your collection. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, stay with us as we move on to the next coin in the series, where the values, stories, and hidden treasures get even more interesting. And secondly, we're going to explore the most valuable and rare, the 1940 wheat penny, without a mint mark, stands out as a fascinating and highly sought-after treasure in the world of United States numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its timeless design and remarkable historical charm. Even in very dirty condition, this coin holds an undeniable appeal because of its place in the wheat penny legacy and the strong collector demand surrounding early 20th century Lincoln cents. Its combination of age, symbolism, and rarity makes it a prized treasure among those who appreciate vintage American currency, especially examples that reveal their long journey through circulation. Collectors continue to pursue the finest, most well-preserved versions of this coin, recognizing it as an important piece of the country's numismatic story. The historical context behind the 1940 wheat penny adds another level of depth to its desirability, as it was produced at a time when the United States was emerging from the Great Depression and watching global tensions rise before entering World War II. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, this penny served as a symbol of stability during a period of great uncertainty, continuing the celebrated Lincoln cent series that began in 1909. Its production reflects the country's efforts to maintain consistent coinage while preserving the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, introduced to honor the centennial of his birth. Holding a 1940 penny offers a tangible connection to the past, allowing collectors to embrace a piece of American history from a year filled with political, economic, and cultural transformation. The unique features of the 1940 no-mint wheat penny enhance its reputation as a standout collectible. The obverse displays Victor David Brenner's classic profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design cherished for its realism and elegance. On the reverse, the familiar wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, symbolizing the nation's agricultural strength and unity during a pivotal era. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a weight of 3.11 grams. While the Philadelphia version does not carry a mint mark, certain minor varieties, including subtle die cracks and light repunched features, add extra interest for dedicated collectors. In high-grade uncirculated condition, the sharp details and rich copper-red luster give the coin a striking visual appeal, making well-preserved examples especially desirable. The rarity of the 1940 no-mint wheat penny becomes clearer when considering condition and surviving populations. Although millions were struck, only a fraction remain in excellent shape, and far fewer survived with the strong luster and crisp detail that serious collectors look for today. Circulation wear, environmental damage, and natural oxidation have made pristine examples increasingly difficult to locate, especially those without heavy discoloration or surface marks. Scarcer die varieties further boost the coin's desirability, as collectors often compete for coins that display unusual or eye-catching minting characteristics. Finding a high-grade, fully original example is a challenge, and this scarcity drives strong demand for certified pieces in the upper grading tiers. The market value of the 1940 wheat penny without a mint mark reflects its growing recognition among hobbyists and investors. While common circulated coins may bring modest prices, uncirculated examples with sharp detail, clean surfaces, and radiant color can sell for anywhere from $1,000 to $9,500 depending on grade, visual appeal, and the presence of desirable die varieties. Coins that show strong original luster or unusual strike characteristics often attract premium bids at auctions, especially when backed by reputable third-party certification. The combination of historical importance, classic artwork, and increasing collector interest has helped this coin maintain steady appreciation, making it a noteworthy addition for anyone seeking long-term value. For collectors hoping to secure the finest 1940 wheat penny, a careful and informed approach is essential. Prioritize coins that have been graded by trusted services and study high-resolution photos to confirm strong details and natural surfaces. Watch for small varieties that may add value and avoid heavily cleaned or altered pieces. Proper storage, such as placing the coin in a protective holder or archival quality album, helps preserve its condition and maintain long-term worth. Engaging with collector communities, attending coin shows, and following market trends can provide valuable insight when searching for top-quality examples. With patience and awareness, collectors can secure a piece that truly stands out in their collection. Collectors who appreciate the deeper story behind every coin often find the 1940 no-mint wheat penny especially rewarding, because it represents far more than just a vintage cent from the early Lincoln series. It carries the weight of a nation preparing for dramatic change, the artistic legacy of Brenner's enduring design, and the growing excitement surrounding pre-war copper issues that continue to rise in value. Even examples found in very dirty conditions still spark curiosity, but the true hunt begins with locating sharply struck, well-preserved pieces that stand out from the millions originally produced. Certified high-grade coins with rich luster, clean surfaces, and subtle varieties remain the ultimate prize, often commanding strong prices from determined bidders who recognize their long-term potential. For many collectors, adding a premium example of this penny feels like securing a small but meaningful piece of American history, one that connects them to the era it came from while offering solid value and lasting appeal within one of the most beloved coin series ever minted. The 1940 no-mint wheat penny represents an exceptional blend of history, artistry, and rarity, making it a treasured pursuit for numismatists around the world. Its connection to a pivotal moment in American history, paired with its elegant design and increasing scarcity, ensures it remains a standout collectible with lasting appeal. Whether admired for its visual charm, its historical significance, or its strong investment potential, this coin continues to captivate enthusiasts and hold its status as an impressive prize within the wheat penny series. And thirdly, we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, uncovering the stories and the staggering prices behind these pieces of history. The ultra-rare 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, but not just any example. We are focusing on one in a very specific, and what might seem to the untrained eye, an undesirable state, a coin in very dirty, worn, and circulated condition. Stick around, because the story of this penny is one you won't want to miss. First, let's establish what makes this particular coin so incredibly collectible. The 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is famous not for what it is, but for what it is made of. While the vast majority of 1944 cents were struck in a brass alloy of copper, zinc, and a small amount of tin, a tiny number, believed to be struck at the Philadelphia Mint, were accidentally struck on leftover planchets or blank coin metal from the previous year. These planchets were made of zinc-coated steel, the same composition used for the iconic 1943 steel cents. So, you have a 1944 dated coin that looks and feels like a 1943 steel cent, and it bears no mint mark, indicating its origin as the Philadelphia Mint. This error is one of the most famous and sought after in all of American numismatics, and finding one, even in the most worn and dirty condition, is a life-changing event for any collector. To understand how this mistake happened, we need to look at the historical context of World War II coinage. In 1943, the United States Mint switched from using copper, a critical war material, to zinc-coated steel for the 1-cent coin. This was a one-year-only measure. By 1944, the Mint had switched back to a brass alloy, but it is believed that a small number of the steel planchets from 1943, perhaps had been left in the press hopper or stuck in a corner of the Mint, were accidentally fed into the coinage press alongside the new brass ones. The result was a handful of 1944 dated cents on steel planchets. Because the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark at that time, these error coins are identified as the 1944 no mint mark steel cents. They were never supposed to exist, and their creation was a fleeting oversight in a massive wartime minting operation, making their survival today a minor miracle. The design of the coin is identical to the standard Lincoln wheat penny, but its unique feature is its composition and appearance. On the obverse, you have Victor David Brenner's classic profile of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1944 to the right. The reverse features the two wheat stalks encircling the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto, E pluribus unum, at the top. The critical difference is that this coin is not the typical reddish-brown color of a copper penny. Even under layers of grime and dirt, a 1944 steel cent will have a distinct, dull gray appearance. It is magnetic, and it weighs less than a standard copper cent. The very dirty condition we're discussing often means the zinc coating has worn away or corroded in spots, exposing the darker steel underneath, and it may be covered in a layer of dark oxidation, rust, or just decades of accumulated filth, but its underlying metallic identity is what gives it away. When we talk about rarity and survival, the 1944 steel cent is in a league of its own. Numismatic scholars estimate that only about 25 to 30 of these era coins were ever produced, and of those, only a handful are known to have survived to the present day. To put that in perspective, over 2 billion Lincoln cents were struck across all mints in 1944. The survival of any 1944 steel cent is a statistical anomaly. Most coins of this era that were found were immediately pulled from circulation decades ago. Finding one today in any condition is virtually impossible, which is why every known example is accounted for and highly publicized. A coin in very dirty condition is not a detriment in this specific case. It is a testament to the coin's genuine circulation history. For a coin this rare, condition is almost secondary to simple existence. The fact that one of these legendary pieces could have circulated unnoticed and abused for any length of time before being discovered only adds to its incredible story. The collector demand for this coin is, as you can imagine, absolutely astronomical. It stands out in the wheat penny series not just as a key date, but as the ultimate condition census rarity. It is the crown jewel, the coin that completes a set. For a specialist collecting Lincoln cents, owning a 1944 steel cent is the pinnacle of the hobby. It is one of the big three Lincoln cent rarities, alongside the 1909 SVB and the 1955 double die. However, due to its extreme rarity, it is even more unattainable for the average collector than those other famous coins. The demand comes from the highest echelon of collectors, major institutions, and investors who view this not just as a coin, but as a piece of American history and a blue-chip numismatic asset. Its appeal is universal among coin enthusiasts, even those who will only ever see one in a museum or a major auction catalog. Now, let's get to the part everyone waits for, the market value. For a coin as rare as the 1944 no-mint mark steel cent, prices are not set by a simple price guide, but by public auction results, and they are staggering. Even in a very dirty, low-grade, and corroded condition, this coin commands a life-changing sum. For a problem-free example that has been authenticated and graded by a service like PeaceGS or NGC, even in a grade like Good 4 or Fair 2, you are looking at a value that comfortably exceeds $100,000. A more presentable example, even in a moderately worn state, but with less environmental damage, can easily bring over $250,000. In fact, the finest known examples have sold at auction for well over $1 million. For collectors hoping to find one of these, the advice is both simple and daunting. First and foremost, focus on authentication. Many fakes and altered coins exist, where a 1944 date has been welded onto a 1943 steel cent body, or the 3 in a 1943 date has been altered to look like a 4. You must send any potential candidate to a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. When examining a coin, the first test is the magnet. A genuine 1944 steel cent will be magnetic. Look for that distinct gray color underneath any dirt or corrosion. In terms of where to look, the chance of finding one in circulation today is essentially zero. The 1944 no-mint mark steel wheat penny, in very dirty condition, represents the ultimate dream find in American numismatics. Its importance lies in its accidental creation during a pivotal moment in history, its extreme rarity with perhaps 24 ever made, and its towering status as the most valuable coin in the Lincoln cent series. Its appeal cuts across all levels of collecting, from the new collector who dreams of the ultimate treasure hunt to the seasoned veteran who views it as a trophy asset. It is a coin that proves that sometimes the most unassuming and battered-looking piece of metal can hold a secret worth a fortune. It is not just a coin, it is a legend. And fourthly, we're going to explore the most valuable and expensive United States. The ultra-rare 1946 Lincoln Wheat penny, without a mint mark, is a captivating and highly sought-after piece that holds a special place in the world of numismatics, particularly for those who seek out coins with dramatic and unusual histories. While most collectors traditionally pursue examples in pristine, lustrous condition, this specific coin presents a unique and compelling narrative due to its very dirty and heavily circulated state. Its appeal lies not in shimmering surfaces, but in its raw, unadulterated character, offering a tangible and stark connection to the post-war era. For the specialist, such a piece is a prized treasure, a coin that has clearly lived a long life and whose value is determined by a complex interplay of extreme rarity, historical weight, and a distinct challenge grade that captivates a specific segment of the hobby. The market demand for such a specimen is niche but intense, driven by collectors who appreciate the stories embedded in its worn features and the sheer difficulty of locating such a rare issue in any condition. From a historical context, the 1946 Lincoln cent was minted during a pivotal period of transition for the United States. The nation was shifting from a wartime economy to a peacetime one, with industries retooling and millions of servicemen returning home. The penny itself, a staple of everyday commerce, symbolizes this return to normalcy. The coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which carried no mint mark, were produced in vast numbers for general circulation. However, this very commonality makes the existence of an ultra-rare variety within this date so extraordinary. It stands as a tangible relic from a time of rebuilding and optimism, a small but significant piece of the fabric of American life in the late 1940s. Holding such a coin is to hold a piece of that history, a direct link to the beginning of the modern American century. The unique features of the Lincoln Wheat penny design are iconic, even under layers of accumulated grime. The obverse features the beloved portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has endured for over a century. The reverse showcases the two wheat ears, symbolizing American agricultural prosperity. A standard 1946 Philadelphia cent is a common find, but the ultra-rare variety in question is the 1946 doubled die obverse. On this coin, the doubling is most pronounced and visible in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," creating a distinct shadowing or doubling effect that is immediately recognizable to trained numismatists. Even in a very dirty condition, the fundamental elements of this dramatic error remain the defining characteristic, making it a visually striking and historically significant error coin. The rarity of the 1946 double die obverse penny is what truly defines its status in the numismatic world. While over 1 billion pennies were minted in Philadelphia that year, only a minuscule number exhibit this prominent doubling error. These error coins escaped the mint by sheer accident and entered circulation, where most were quickly worn down or lost. Finding any example of this variety is a notable achievement for a collector. Finding one that has survived despite being heavily used and dirty is a testament to its endurance. The condition, described as very dirty, significantly impacts its grade, likely placing it in a lower tier such as fair or good, but it does not diminish its fundamental rarity. The scarcity of this variety in any state of preservation is the primary driver of its immense collector demand and value. When discussing the market value for a 1946 double die obverse penny in very dirty condition, one must balance its impaired state with its profound rarity. While a mint-state example of this variety can command prices well into the 5-figure range, a heavily circulated and dirty specimen occupies a different but still valuable niche. For such a coin, a plausible market value would range from approximately $1,000 to $8,000, with the final price heavily dependent on the visibility of the doubling and the exact details of the coin's surfaces beneath the dirt. This price reflects the fact that while its condition is poor, it remains one of the most famous and desirable error coins in the entire Lincoln cent series. Its value is supported by its historical importance and the simple fact that so few were ever produced, making any example a significant numismatic item. For collectors aspiring to add such a remarkable coin to their holdings, several key tips are essential. The foremost priority is authentication and certification. Given the coin's value and the presence of counterfeits or altered coins in the market, Purchasing an example that has been graded and encapsulated by a premier service like PeaceGS or NGC is non-negotiable. This certification confirms the coin's authenticity as a genuine 1946 double die and provides a professional assessment of its grade, which protects your investment. When inspecting such a coin, either in person or through auction listings, the main focus should be on the strength of the doubling, which should be clearly visible even through the dirt, and on ensuring there are no hidden damages like deep gouges or bends that could further detract from its value. Engaging with the broader numismatic community is another invaluable step for any collector pursuing this coin. Participating in online forums, attending major coin shows, and building relationships with reputable dealers who specialize in Lincoln cents or error coins can provide crucial market insights and potential leads. These experts can offer guidance on fair market prices for problem coins and help you understand the nuances of collecting such specialized material. Furthermore, reviewing past auction records for similarly graded 1946 double die pennies will give you a realistic understanding of its current financial landscape and help you make an informed bid or purchase when the opportunity arises. Proper care and storage are just as important for a low-grade dirty rarity as they are for a pristine coin. Once acquired, the coin should remain securely in its professional grading holder, which offers excellent protection from environmental damage and unnecessary handling. It is strongly advised not to attempt cleaning the coin, as any effort to remove the dirt will likely result in damaging the underlying surface, permanently scarring the coin and destroying its numismatic value. The very dirty condition is part of its story. Altering it would be detrimental. The coin should be stored in a cool, dry place, safe from direct sunlight and extreme temperature fluctuations, to ensure its long-term preservation and stability. The 1946 double die obverse Lincoln wheat penny, even in a very dirty and well-circulated state, stands as a magnificent numismatic treasure. It represents a perfect storm of historical significance, iconic design with a dramatic mint error, and profound rarity. This coin is far more than a piece of dirty copper. It is a tangible piece of American history and a trophy of error variety collecting. Its substantial market value, even in low grade, is a direct reflection of its status and the powerful desire it generates among advanced collectors. For the numismatist who appreciates the story behind a coin as much as its appearance, securing this particular piece is a rewarding and prestigious accomplishment, a centerpiece of any collection dedicated to the Lincoln series or American numismatic errors. And at the end, we're talking about the most expensive and valuable United States, the ultra-rare 1951 wheat penny with the Denver D Mint mark, has become one of the most talked about old coins in today's collector market because it represents the perfect mix of age, rarity, and mystery. Even in a very dirty condition, this coin can capture attention instantly, especially in a world where rare United States coins are crossing the $1 million mark and transforming ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. The 1951 D penny may look simple at first glance, but once you understand what makes certain wheat pennies skyrocket in value, you begin to realize why this specific date has gained such a powerful reputation among serious buyers and high-end coin hunters. Collectors chase the 1951 D wheat penny not just for its age, but for the unusual quirks that sometimes appear in surviving examples. Hidden errors, weak strikes, die cracks, off-center mintings, and worn features caused by the Denver Mint's heavy production schedule have pushed certain pieces into elite territory. A coin that looks filthy or unremarkable can easily hide an anomaly worth a fortune. Dirt can be cleaned, but errors are forever, and those minting flaws are the very traits that make a wheat penny jump from pocket change to life-changing wealth. This possibility alone keeps collectors searching relentlessly. What makes the 1951 D penny even more appealing is that it comes from a mint known for producing massive quantities, making any rare variation stand out sharply against ordinary pieces. In a sea of millions, the few extraordinary coins shine brighter. Some 1951 D wheat pennies have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and certain gem quality or error examples could reach into six-figure territory if discovered in today's heated market. Collectors are paying aggressively because they know that a rare Denver strike can rewrite the value charts in an instant. The true magic of this coin appears when you see how the market treats United States rarities. A single unexpected discovery can launch a coin into million-dollar status, and recent record-breaking auctions prove that buyers are willing to spend extraordinary amounts of money on coins once considered ordinary. This momentum affects all older U.S. pennies, and the 1951D benefits from this rising tide. Collectors view it as part of a larger movement where forgotten wheat pennies are now seen as potential treasure pieces capable of shocking returns. The dirtier the coin, the more intriguing its backstory becomes. A very dirty 1951D penny carries the weight of decades of circulation, travel, and history. It may have passed through thousands of hands, survived war years, economic changes, and generations of American life. Every scratch, stain, and darkened surface hints at untold stories, giving the coin a raw historical appeal that some collectors even prefer over polished mint-state versions. That sense of authentic age strengthens its emotional and monetary value. Part of the coin's growing fame comes from the rising awareness of hidden wealth in old currency. Many people have no idea that the pennies sitting in jars, drawers, or piggy banks can be worth more than a luxury car. The 1951D wheat penny has become a symbol of this potential, reminding everyone that life-changing value can hide in the smallest places. Stories of people discovering rare coins worth thousands have fueled a nationwide treasure hunt, pushing values even higher. The investment appeal of the 1951D penny is also rising because collectors see it as an accessible gateway to the bigger world of million-dollar U.S. coins. While not every example is worth a fortune, the possibility alone keeps demand intense. Buyers know that even a slightly rare variety from this year can deliver impressive profits. As more collectors enter the market, competition grows and prices steadily climb, creating the perfect environment for this coin to shine. The historical importance of the wheat penny series also boosts the 1951D's prestige. Wheat pennies represent one of the most iconic chapters of American coinage, and owning one from the early 1950s feels like holding a physical piece of mid-century American life. This emotional connection is powerful. Collectors don't just buy coins, they buy history, and the 1951D wheat penny offers that in full. The charm of Lincoln's portrait, paired with the classic wheat ear design, continues to attract collectors worldwide. What makes this coin even more exciting is the growing number of collectors chasing United States pennies, nickels, and silver dollars that sell for millions today. The belief that one small coin can change your fortune creates a sense of urgency around every old penny, and the 1951D sits right in that spotlight. People are realizing that these coins are not just bits of metal. They are wealth, they are opportunity, and they are powerful reminders that value often hides where you least expect it. The surge in attention around the 1951D wheat penny has also come from high-profile auction stories that spread across collector communities. Every time a rare or unusual example hits the market and sells for a shocking amount, it fuels even more excitement. Collectors start digging deeper, new buyers join the hunt, and the entire market becomes more competitive. This rising demand drives the value of every noteworthy 1951D penny even higher. People who once ignored their penny jars are now searching with renewed focus because they know a rare Denver strike can appear anywhere, even in the most unexpected places or the dirtiest old coin jar. Another reason this coin continues to gain attention is the growing trend of collectors focusing on imperfections that were once considered worthless. Die breaks, double strikes, clipped planchets, and off-center minting errors are now seen as premium traits that transform a simple coin into a powerhouse of value. The 1951D wheat penny has produced several of these unusual varieties, and each one adds a layer of mystery to the entire year. A penny that looks worn, stained, or forgotten might actually hide an error worth more than gold. This unpredictability makes the 1951D one of the most thrilling coins to inspect, because every tiny detail can change its entire value story. This coin's rising fame also reflects a larger shift in how people view old United States currency. What was once considered spare change is now seen as an untapped source of wealth that can reveal life-changing surprises. The 1951D wheat penny stands at the center of this movement, symbolizing the idea that anyone, anywhere, can stumble upon a rare piece that holds immense value. Collectors see it as a reminder that a single discovery can rewrite your financial future. Whether found in a family drawer or inherited from past generations, this penny keeps proving that fortune can hide inside the smallest, simplest object. Waiting for the right person to recognize, so take a moment to check your collection, your old jars, your forgotten drawers, or that dusty pile of coins in the corner. The 1951 D wheat penny may be sitting right in front of you, waiting to reveal its true worth. If you're holding one, don't spend it, don't overlook it, and don't assume it's worthless. In today's market, even a dirty example can surprise you, and rare varieties can be worth incredible amounts. This coin proves that in the world of numismatics, fortune favors those who pay attention, and a single penny can change everything.